right, good morning everybody. We are back, base strength with Iron Logic barbell. This is the start of week 4. This is the start of doing something a little bit different. It'll make better content and it'll make more sense to just be compacted into 1 week of training. As far as what's on the docket today, we've got upper body, and we've increased the weight every week, and we've either stayed the same or increased the reps as well. So, I mean, that's as good a sign as any. For today, we've got bench. We're working up to a working sets of 300 for 3 or 4, I believe. I've got to double check. And then backing down the ladder there, but working up to 300. And then overhead, we are working up to 160 for the tried and true 357, 468 to get some of that volume in. So looking forward to that, and then following that up with, the standard back hypertrophy and some arms to finish out the day, to round out the day. I finally remembered to bring my weighted pull-up belts, and I also brought my wrist wraps. So, we'll see. I was feeling a little shaky on the last bench session, and I know I've actually been feeling a lot of pressure in the wrists on squats just due to the nature of going low bar. So put those in the bag. I don't know if we'll bust them out today, especially hitting a pretty sub-maximal load today, but at least had them and can keep them in there, so when I do feel like I need them or want to toss them on, at least we've got them. But no, excited for today, excited for the new week. This is week 4. About to pull into the gym and about to get after it and see how it goes. All right, everybody, we are back. Wrapped up day 1 of week 4. Upper body focus day. Bench is movement number 1, overhead number 2. Went really well. So we had worked up to a 3x4 on the 3x4 on the bench press with 300 pounds. Had to break down into all the nitty gritty tiny kilo plates. I'm pretty sure I threw a 0.25 kilo plate on there, but trying to get it exact. I know it probably doesn't matter if you're a pound over, pound under, but when you're only talking about making 5-pound jumps and you went a pound over, a pound under a week before, I feel like that's probably gonna add up. Maybe it's just being a little bit neurotic, but hey, it's fun. They have those little tiny plates for a reason, and we utilized them. So no, it went really well. Worked up to the 300 for 3 sets of 4. I think it moved pretty well. I think I might want to move my hands out just ever so slightly. I think right now I've been literally the outside of my hand. I line my pinky up on the inside of that first ring. I think I either want to be pinky on the ring, like literally wrapped around it, or inside of the pinky on the outside of the ring. I think I just need a little bit more width in order to track my elbows properly, and I think that might just feel a little bit better. But regardless, those are small tweaks, and my overall felt really good. I was decently locked in well, for Monday morning. It's gonna be about as locked in as you can be, and got the numbers we were after. Then back down the ladder, I think it was 280 or 285, and then 265, 245, and then 230, and that went 5, 6, 7, 8. So pretty pleased. Like I said, the heavier the weight and still getting the reps, I mean, it definitely feels good to have 300 pounds back on the bar for working sets. It makes you feel good. I moved over to the overhead press, and this was the lighter, more dynamic day with overhead. So warmed up, and then first working set is 160, and then we did that for 357, 4, 6, 8, and those all moved really, really well. No real pain today or any discomfort, which was a good feeling. And I think, and that grip, it just feels a lot better when I do the pinky on or just outside of the ring. And so that's what was making me think, hey, well, what if I did that for bench as well? And then moved over to accessories. I was pretty excited. I brought my dip belt, like I said, for the chins today. And I just did the first set unweighted and feeling really tight through like the outermost part of my chest that kind of attaches into the the armpit and the shoulder joint, and then through into the bicep. And I was like, well, that's weird, but it'll probably go away. And then went and threw 10 kilos on, which is 22 pounds on the belt, just to kind of ease into it. I haven't done weighted pull-ups in a while, and just that it persisted, and it really felt like if I kept going, it was gonna pull, strain, or snap off the bone, and that is the absolute last thing that I wanted. And it kind of threw off kilter the rest of my accessory movements, because I had flies, I had some other pull variations, and I had biceps. And I mean, you use your biceps for rows. I know you're not supposed to like dominate it with the bicep, but that still gets some attention. That's why you always do back and bis, because they're complementary. And some people say chin-ups are one of the best biceps movements you can do. I tried to flip it around and just do straight pull-ups, but that didn't feel good either. And then flies, I'm having tightness through the chest into the arm, so that doesn't feel good. And then bicep curls itself, probably a no-go. It's not like it hurt, but it didn't feel good. It didn't feel comfortable, and it felt like this might not go the right way. So scrapped it there. But the main focus of the day is the bench and the overhead, and everything else is to supplement and grow. We'll figure it out. We'll play with it. Luckily, no injury, and hopefully we can continue to stay injury free. But day 1 of week 4 went well, and looking forward to squats tomorrow, and go from there. All right, folks, what is up? Day 2 of the week. It is Tuesday afternoon, not morning. It's probably the first time you see me not wearing a hoodie, going to the gym, also wearing sunglasses, going to the gym. It's because we're unfortunately going, it's 3:30 right now. I don't like it, kind of hate it, but it's just the nature of the biz. Not a professional yet. I still have a job. I still have pre-existing things I've got to take care of first, and this morning getting to the gym just wasn't possible. Had a bunch of meetings, a bunch of stuff to do. Y'all don't care about that. You care about me lifting heavy ass weight. But just as to why It's a little context for you. But today, we've got squats, and we've got sumo and the accessories, and everything like that. Squats, we're going up to 505. Now, I hear what you're saying. Ben, didn't you do 505, technically 506 last week? You'd be right, because I'm an idiot, and I used the squat bar, and I didn't calculate in the fact that that's 11 extra pounds when I was supposed to be going for 495. But we went for 2, and we got the 2. And so, reverse engineering the math, we're going to stick it that weight again this week. The 2, it moved fine. I didn't feel great about it. It didn't feel super confident, so definitely making another jump, I don't think so. I think if anything, I want to go in and dominate the 505, likely 506, just because of the plate math today. So I'd like to dominate it today, get a nice clean 3 reps. And for me, I've got to do the mental math, right? Because in your head, you say 505 out loud. That sounds super heavy. And to some it may be. But then, I don't know, the red plates, the kilo plates, they just play mind games on you because it looks lighter and it feels so much heavier. But working up to 5 plates in the regular gym, which is, 495, it doesn't feel that crazy, I was, working out, I worked up to like 515, maybe a couple months ago before I was even running this program just on a whim, So I think just the mentality of small plates, soundingly heavy weight, I don't know, it's just playing games with me. I just got to remember, it's only 500 pounds. I've squatted 500 pounds countless times for countless reps. It's really not that big of a deal. I think it's just, for me, the biggest change with all this programming is the weight jumps. Similarly to deads, I've always just pretty much plate jumped up to the heavy load of the day. So I'll go bar 135, 225, 315, 405. Maybe I'll go 465, and then I'll go to the 5, whatever it is for that day, and keep going up depending on how we're feeling, how we're doing. Those are when the small change jumps come. But with this program, the first set is, I want to say like 385, close to 4. And now I hear what you're saying. You can just do the plate jumps up to that point. And that may be the case. However, again, those damn kilo plates, dude. I mean, they play mind games in with you. Because, you toss on, 1 red on each side, and you're looking at, what, 155-ish? That's close enough to 135. You're not going to make that much of a difference. Then you throw on 2 reds, and you're thinking, oh, it's just 2 plates. Well, be that as it may, what is 2 plates of reds? You're looking at 120 kilos. That's like 264, I think it is. That's 40 pounds different from, 2 wheels. But then you're in a weird place, because even then, throw on 260, throw on, the 120 kilos, and you're like, well, now I still got to jump up. And then making the jump to like a 315, that just feels a little lackluster. So I don't know. I'd like to get to the point where I can just plate jump up to 4 or 5 reds and not even think about it. Are we there yet? I don't know. I'm doing a lot of gabbing, kind of stuck in traffic due to the fact of leaving at this time, which kind of sucks. But moral of the story is, we're working up to 505, and the idea is we're going to crush it this week, and we'll make the jump next week. And then we got sumos, some leg curls, some calves, some core and stability work. And we'll get out of Dodge and go from there. Oh, I know we said it was leg day and squat day. I think it feels more like lower back day. Shit. I mean, heavy back squats followed by sumo. Good God. Torched, cooked, zapped, obliterated. Fill in the blank. That is my low back. That is my lumbar spine at the moment. But we got through it, and it honestly was pretty solid. So we worked up to 505, and we got it for 3, which, hey, is better than last week and ahead of schedule. Warmed up, first set was 400 for 5, and then it was 450 for 3, and then the 505 set. And no, I mean, I think it moved really well. I'm out of it. Backing down, hit 475 for 3, then 450 again for 3. I think I got the video of that. I spaced and I missed the 475, but it 450 moved well. Then it was 425, 400, 3 something. I don't know. The money set, you already know, is taken care of. The back downs, I'll put it in the description. But got a set of that. I got a video of that set and the set of 450. Moved well. Moved over to sumo, and I just went for it. I think I got a set of the 5, and I was just going for speed and just hoisting the weight up. And honestly, felt like it moved better that way rather than trying to like overemphasize and overthink the technique. But moved well. God, I am cooked. Like, I'm literally just losing my train of thought. That one was a lot. It was aggressive, but we got after it. Definitely this time of day feels weird. I think that might also be playing a factor, and it definitely just felt like a very weird lift. But we got the numbers we were looking for. It was definitely more crowded, because I mean, right now it's after 5, and literally as I was leaving the gym, there was people just stopped in the parking lot searching and waiting to take parking spots. There's probably 4 or 5 of them backed up, just chomping at the bit. And luckily on the powerlifting side, it doesn't get as busy. But for instance, like all the 15 kilo plates were taken. Hey, what's up, guys? I realized that the video got cut short on the drive home because I got the low power mode notification, so it stopped recording. I didn't really have too much to say, but it just literally got cut with no rhyme or reason. So I figured I would just splice this in. Overall, good day, aggressive lifts, happy with the way things are going. Looking forward to overhead tomorrow. I gotta check the numbers. But if, we got 5 at 205, I'm guessing we're going to 210 or 215. So we'll see how that goes. I'll dive in that more tomorrow morning and rest up and get ready to go. Alrighty, we are back. Baby strength with Iron Logic Barbell. Day 3, week 4, Wednesday. We've got overhead press with some incline and back accessory work. And so far, overhead press is moving along nicely. I know our quasi goal ahead of starting this program was to get it to equal or above body weight. We're very close, I would say that. We weren't starting very far behind, but to cement it, that would be nice. 250, 265 sounds like a nice number. Ideally 3 plates one day. I don't think we're there quite yet, but we're moving the needle, I would say. Today, we are working up to 215 for our AMRAP set. See how many we can go for there. We're coming off of last week, 205 for 5. And I know I'm repeating myself, but the same goal. Hey, if we can get 2, sweet, fine, you know. I feel like that should be, you know, the standard. 3, be pretty happy with, and 4 plus. I mean, we're really moving in domination at that point. So excited for it. I think it goes 170, 190, 215 to get up to that point, and then we're backing it down. I think 205, 195, and so on. I'll put those numbers up when you know, after they've been hit and after we talk through it. Then we got incline for the standard 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 8, and some back accessories. I brought a little bit of equipment with me. I brought my wrist wraps. I busted them out for the first time in years, honestly, yesterday for a squat of all things. And I also brought my belt for overhead press, which I think is just kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, you want to be stable, especially as you start to get a little bit more of a backward lean. You're definitely bracing with your back, I would say. So throw the back on, especially coming off the low back day that we had yesterday. I feel like tossing on. I might not end up tossing it on, but hey, at least I've got it. And then we've got our dip belt as well, because we've got some pull-ups or chin-ups programmed for today. I'm hoping, right now, I'm feeling good through the lat and everything. Make sure we warm it up properly. So hopefully when we get to the accessory movements, you know, there's no, come on lady, can't be doing that. Hopefully when we get to the accessory movements, we don't have the same issues that we did have on Monday with just really not being able to get through them confidently. But when it comes to like overall muscle size, strength, endurance, and also, you know, when it comes to safety as well, if you know, you hyper focus on one thing too hard and you let other things kind of trail off, you don't give them the attention that they need, then more than likely that's going to have you overcompensate on something else, and then that's, you know, definitely leads to some injury. So by no means am I a PT guy, and I'm always just thinking about injury prevention. But if that's not in the back of your mind when you're programming, going through your lift and everything like that, you're probably selling yourself short, and you're probably, you know, robbing yourself of some gains, because if you don't focus on your total body, something's going to be lagging, something's going to be taking over and dominating, and more than likely going to get injured. That's going to get strained. Something's going to happen, right? And so I know we talked a little bit about it when it comes to my hip. Probably have weak glutes. My hip takes preference, takes over, takes the show. Boom, that gets super strong, but also with strength, it's getting hella tight. And, you know, then we're having issues. We're having mobility issues and such. So trying to avoid that with this whole lat deal that we're dealing with. Long story short, roundabout, get to the point of what we're talking about, because it's upper body day. It's not hip day. I will try to get as many videos as possible. I believe I missed the overhead press the last time when it comes to the 5 at 205. So I'll start over on the powerlifting side, make sure we get that video, move over bodybuilding side. Hopefully the bench isn't taking this time. That's all for today. Midway through the week, pulse check. Feeling good. Feeling good. I can tell probably the squats are going to beat me up a tad come tomorrow for deadlift day, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. That's it for now. Woo! That was a good one. Happy with the numbers today. So finished up. I'm being extra loud because I got AC on full blast. It is hot. We got 80 degree days finally. I know there was a couple weeks there I was just complaining about the rain because that's all we got. Now we got, I think it's 86 or something. I don't know. Overhead, we worked up. So it was 215 for the AMRAP. Now I'm gonna preface this. I didn't get the video. I thought I got the video, and I did not press record. I accidentally pressed off. I set it up on a little block for bench and hit the wrong button. Didn't get it. So you can believe me or not, but I got 215 for 4, which, like we were saying before going in there, that is ideal. 4 or better. I mean, that's really what we're after. But as long as we're getting it for more than 1 reps, or at least we're getting 2. Ideally 3, 4 is great. So I'm really happy with 4 for 215. I made up for it. I did get the video at 205. Since I didn't get it last week when I got it for 5, I got it this week for 3. I contemplated going for 215 again just for the sake of the video, and I thought that was dumb. Jesus Christ. That's where your tax money's going, right there, those potholes. Not to get political, but thought about going for 215 again, but I mean, I really went for it. That 4th rep was a bit of a grind, but we got it. So I didn't think I'd be able to get 4 again, and I didn't want to have a video of the same weight for less reps knowing I got 4, so I just did the normal workout. I got 205 for 3 reps, which I got the video of, and then I got the video of 190 for 3. So I made up for it by getting 2 videos. And when we started this, I mean, if we're 215 now, we were 205 the week before. I think we were 200. So I mean, we started at 195, and now 190 is my, second back down set. So that just goes to show the kind of progress we're making, and I'm really pleased with it. Then moved over to incline. Was actually able to get on the incline today, which was good news. So I didn't mess up the weight again. That's going to be my downfall. It's just messing up the plate math, messing up the weight changes, and but did not today. I almost did. I almost put 215 on, but I didn't. I put on 210, and got that for the 357, 468. I believe I actually got a video today. I was really feeling like making it up to you guys for missing the overhead AMRAP, so I got a video of the set of 5 today, and it felt pretty solid. I moved it well. Even on, I know in weeks prior, the sets of 7 and 8 feel a little bit like a grind. I think my body's kind of adjusting to do an incline, and it felt really nice. I can feel the stretch on the chest, and it just feels really controlled. So very happy with how that was moving. Went over to do pull-ups. Did the first set of 5 with just body weight, and then I threw on the weight belt with a 25 dangling. Did 2 sets again, just straight pull-ups. And I wanted to try out chin-ups because that is what was giving me a little bit of an issue on Monday. And I got through 3 reps and it felt great. And then that 4th rep, again, it didn't hurt, but I felt like a bit of like a pop, a twinge, a little flutter, something in the biceps. So I dropped off and didn't complete the chin-ups. And then I did the last set of pull-ups again with the 25 on. So I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? These potholes, man. On Monday, it hurt. Today, it was feeling funky, and I felt something kind of move around in there that didn't feel right, so I stopped doing the chins. I'll just stick to the pull-ups for now. I think something about the supinated grip just isn't right, so I'm not gonna force the issue. Oh, now we got cops out. Jeez Louise. If I ever got pulled over by a cop on a bike, I mean, I'd already be pissed off. But then he's on a bike. That just makes you feel worse. I mean, I think the only thing worse than that is, could you imagine getting pulled over by a horse? A cop on a horse, dude? I mean, you got to reevaluate a lot of things after that. But back to business, because I think my phone might die at any second if it hasn't already, and I'm just talking to myself. Could check, but I won't. Moved over to seated cable rows, banged out 5 sets, 10 to 12 there, I believe. And then moved over to lateral raises, do those seated to try to take out any kind of sway. I also find that I can get a little bit more of a stretch at the bottom instead of having to go behind me too much. It just feels like a more natural path. So I've been enjoying doing those seated 35s for instead of 3 by 10 to 12. And then with the way the bicep was feeling, I didn't want to go all out. So I actually just supersetted the lateral raises with seated dumbbells, and I just used the same 35s, nice easy weight, and just controlling the movement, and just wanted to get some blood pumping in there without going for it. I think maybe I pushed it too hard on these bicep curls, going a little heavy. So I just want to be careful, take it easy. So we wrapped up with that. So we'll call it there, and I'll check in tomorrow. All right, what is going on, crew? Baby Strength, Iron Logic. Stop beeping right now. We're back for day 4 of week 4, and we've got deadlifts today. Update on how we're feeling and how everything's going. Legs are definitely sore. I felt like those squats on Tuesday were extra deep, and you know, those sumos got me too, and you know, legs are feeling a little tender, but I don't think they should be a limiting factor by any means. Definitely not on the deadlifts, maybe on the front squats. Like I'm already hedging on the front squats, but what do you want from me? We all know they suck. Who wants to do those? No one, but I'll do them. All right, stop bugging me. Deadlifts today, working up to 585 for the AMRAP set. Looking forward to it. When we did 580 last time, we got it for 4. So 585. Listen, I'm like a broken drum here. I mean, or a broken record, beating the same drum. Whatever. It's the same mentality. You know, going in, I pretty much at this point on most of these numbers, I know I'm gonna get at least 2. So going for that 3rd is, you know, I think progress, and 4 better is fantastic. I'd like to see the deadlift grow. I know one of my biggest goals is to, you know, get that over 8 long term. And I feel like, you know, it's moving slowly but surely. You know, first set, first week doing this, I think it was 565. Now we're looking at 585. So we're throwing 20 pounds on our working numbers to go for AMRAP. So it's definitely climbing. It's just tough not being as strong as you once were. And there's a Maybach in front of me. I haven't seen one of those in forever. Maybe throw on some Rick Ross. That'll get me juiced up for these deads. But you know, knowing that I've pulled 725 before, then working off of, you know, mid to low 600s as a working max, it doesn't necessarily feel great. And so that's why, you know, on the overhead and the bench, these numbers are progressing in real time, because those have been plateaued and they've never really been a focus. So I am truly adding strength. With the deadlift, I've been there, done that before, and we're kind of, you know, we took 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You know, not fully. I mean, we're still pulling decently strong, but we're not going to be breaking any records anytime soon. But I want to build up the strength in a smart, intelligent way that within longevity in mind. Because when I was pushing the deadlift the last time, when I was really on the hunt to break 7 for the first time, and you know, when I eventually pulled 725, I was deadlifting literally every time I was in the gym. And that was great, and that was cool and all, but you talk about sustainable, fuck. I mean, that might be the least sustainable training method of all time, potentially. And the fact that I didn't get injured is quite something. People are saying that I'm built different. I say, yeah, you're probably right. But that's where I'm at with the deadlift, but overall feeling good. So that's all for now. Deadlifts en route, and I will check back with you afterwards. I'll try to get a video. I'll try to get a couple. I know the back down set is, I think the first one's like 550, 555. So still some decent weight, you know, hoping to move those things fast. That first set of 3, that first back down set after the heavy AMRAP on deadlift and squat are brutal. They might honestly be more brutal and more taxing than the AMRAP itself. Maybe not. Maybe. Maybe I need to take more rest. I don't know. But, so I'll try to get a couple. I'll try to get at least 2, if not 3. This time, unlike the overhead, I will make sure I get the top set. And go from there. Probably won't get any front squat videos. Maybe I will. But who really cares about front squat? Whatever. I will check in with you guys after. Whew. Alrighty, we are back. Finished up the dead session, and it went pretty well. I'll say everything felt pretty damn heavy. I can't lie about that. You'll be able to see it in the video, I'm sure. But hey, we got the weights that we were after, and sometimes it's gonna feel a little bit heavier than other days. So how the progression go. So I went 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, and with that in mind, it's the 25 kilos, so whatever that is. I think it's like 155, 264, 370 something. Those were warm-ups, just doing triples, feeling it out, getting my grip, just kind of warming up the specific movement after a general warm-up. And then first set was 460 for 5. That's when I knew we were gonna be in for a long day, because that felt pretty damn heavy. I think just nervous system, lower back still somewhat taxed from the squats, but like I said before going in, nothing too crazy. And then it was 525 for 3. Again, felt heavy, but again, nothing crazy. But, you know, feeling it for sure. It didn't just, oh, those potholes, dude. It didn't just fly off the floor. And I'd be lying if I said it felt that way. And then the top set for 585, ended up doing 586, but who's counting? 585 for 3 reps. So not bad by any means. Would have ideally liked more, but like I said, anything more than 2 and we're pretty pleased with. Especially given how heavy things were feeling today. I think it moved pretty well. Third one was definitely, you know, had to put some real effort into it. Then moved on to front squats, did not get a video. Too bad, so sad. I don't think anyone really cares. Just moved up to 225 legs, and honestly, like the upper hams were still feeling quite tender from the real squats. And so just wanted to get the motion and, you know, get some of the work in. Was it the 290 that I called for? No, but honestly, oh well. You know, I probably went 10 pounds over on the Sumo, so I'll go a little shy of the front squat. And the front squat, it's to me, it's less about the weight and it's so much more about the brace. Like, I was literally just messing with holding it, and I hate doing zombie. That feels like I'm choking. And then this way, you know, after deads, my neck and my traps are super tight. I know I'm just complaining and making excuses, but whatever, you know, we still did them, just a little bit lighter. Get off my back. But then wanted to do some more core work. I feel like I've been ignoring core. Oh God, so bad. A little bit, not ignoring it, but not really doing great on it. And so I did some standing barbell twists. Just put on 10 kilos on each side, so 22 pounds roughly each side, and you just stand facing straight. You try to keep your head facing forward the whole time, and it's what it sounds like. Bars on your back, and you're doing rotations with it. Used to do those a lot for throwing, and I like them a lot. And then I did some plate twists with the 25 kilos, and same thing. You're standing again, not on the ground, but you're starting it at either side of your hip and just kind of moving the weight. Again, you're trying to face forward, and it's really all bracing your core and getting some of that, you know, lateral movement and bracing there. Then I went over to the bodybuilding side, and I hit seated leg curls, 3 by 12. Jumped incrementally. I think the last set was at 250. And then did some calf raises. And I've always kind of trained calves similar to biceps. They come at the end of the lift, and you just toss some volume at them, burn them out, and then you get out of Dodge, right? And I've been adjusting biceps work, and I've been trying to go heavier and really isolate it. And I'm, you know, thinking about calves. You're standing all the time. Your calves support your weight when you're walking. You know, your calves are getting direct attention, especially on any kind of incline. And so I feel like they're pretty used to high volume. And so my thought is, should I try to simulate high volume with weight, or should I try to go higher weight, less volume, and train it like any other muscle group, right? And, you know, because I've gotten to sets of like doing 20 plus, 30 sometimes with just a lightweight and focusing on a stretch. And don't get me wrong, I think the stretch is important, especially with my lacking ankle mobility. But you can still get a stretch and do heavier weight. And I think, you know, one, being a person with a bit of a heavier body weight, you know, I'm lighter these days, but, you know, still, I've been up to 290. I'm still walking around 235, 240. I just think maybe heavier weight, like less reps, you know, in that, you know, 6 to 8 to 10 maybe, could be a good way to attack them and see if we can force these things to grow. I wouldn't say I have small calves. Well, I would say I have small calves, but they're not puny. It doesn't look like I skip them. It just doesn't look like they're all that greatly developed, you know? And I'd like to get them up a little bit. I know they're not super important, but if I can get some ankle stretch and ankle mobility and, you know, grow them a little bit, who's mad about that? I don't think I am. So did that, and then I did some hanging leg raises, and I had the Versa grips on, and then took off the grips, and then just did just some dead hangs. I find those really, you know, help decompress my spine, alleviate some tension in the shoulder, kind of open things up through there, and having, you know, a lot of weight on your back from the squats, and, you know, putting a lot of torque on your back from the deadlifts. Felt good to just kind of get up there, hang, and just let everything kind of release a little bit. So overall, pretty happy with today. I'm pretty happy with the way that the weight moved. Again, it felt a little heavy, but some days that's just going to be the case. And I'm happy that we were still able to get it done. So looking forward to what's coming up next. So far, week 4 is going well. Hopefully we can finish strong, and I'll see y'all when I see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the day is here. Day 5 of week 4. If you're still with me by now, thanks for tuning in and seeing how this week is playing out and gonna wrap up, and excited for today. You couldn't ask for a better day. It's Saturday. Honestly, is there anything better than a Saturday morning gym sesh? I don't know. And then no other plans on the docket. Probably gonna head back. I know it looks a little rainy now, but it's supposed to clear up, be a nice day, hang out at the pool, get my full Jersey Shore day on, gym, tan. Do need to do some laundry. So no, shaping up to be a good day, but bench day, last day of the week, working up to the AMRAP on bench at 335, and like I've been saying this whole week, like I've been saying most of this program, 2 is expected, 3 sounds a lot better, and anything over that is just gravy, so bench has been going well, overhead's been going well. I think giving it a concerted effort and a focus, and lifting some form of pressing movement 3 times a week, flat being 2 of those days, I think that's helped a lot. So excited to see how the bar's moving today. Got lots of sleep, got fueled up, got my coffee, got some pre-workout, so we're in a good spot. After that, got some close grip and some back accessories, some arms. I'll keep tabs on how the bicep and the lat are feeling. I don't want to overdo it and hurt myself, but at the same time, love to get a nice bicep pump. Saturday morning bicep pump. Again, that's just what life's all about. That's why we do it. Yeah, you want to bench and squat and deadlift big numbers, but at the same time, you want to look good and you want to have your biceps popping. So get that moving, and I'll check in afterwards to just kind of go week in review, but overall pretty solid week. I'm excited to chop this video up, get it out to y'all. I think it's going to be a better format. I think it's going to be more enjoyable, and I'm hoping more people will tune in and get some value out of it. I think having it in one condensed format will be better for everybody. So stay tuned. All right, what is up, crew? We are checking in. Just wrapped up lift number 5 of week 4, and we are feeling good. Great way to cap off the week. Feeling good, feeling strong. We worked up to the 335 for the AMRAP, and we got 4 reps, and really pleased with that. I know last week didn't feel super strong. We only got the 330 for 2. So I was really, not really, a little worried that the bench plateau was coming once again, as it has for the last 10 years, it feels like. So really pleased with that. I did throw on the wrist wraps for that set, so that might have had something to do with it, but with all just the tonnage that we're taking on with the squat and all the presses, figured it's a good idea. I don't go crazy, like almost cast my wrist, but you know, give some solid protection. And for me, it just feels like we can really put all of our energy into the bar and not really have any leaks or any gaps in that motion. So pleased with that. The working up sets, I think it was 265 for 5, 300 for 3, and then this bus trying to cut me off, bro. You're a bus. It's not like you can just swerve the gaps, my boy. But 330 for 3, then did our AMRAP, and then back down set. First set was at 315. I can't remember if I got a video of that. I got at least 2, if not 3. 315 for 3, and then 300 for 5. Maybe I got a video of that, not sure. But you know, everything felt really solid. And I know I was mentioning this with the previous days, but it's nice to see that, you know, that AMRAP set for the first couple weeks is now becoming the first back down set. You know, 315 in the moment, I was stoked to get it for 5, you know, a month ago, and now, you know, that's our first back down set, and we're hitting it for 3 after the first AMRAP. So things are progressing well. I don't know what that will mean for the jump for next week. I'm guessing either 340, 345 perhaps. So we shall see. But no, good stuff, good energy in the gym this morning, and then moved over to close grip. Did 210 for the working sets of 357, 468. And I did get a decent video. I know the last pull-up video sucked. I got a video, so I'm happy to report the pull-ups this week, or not this week, today, didn't bother me too much. I'm gonna just not do chin-ups for a while. I think with the tightness of the lat, and the lat attaches everywhere and it just messes with everything. I think something to do with having that super supinated grip, the bicep involved and the lat. I just don't think it's necessarily good for me right now. So I'm just gonna stick to pull-ups. But we did add weight, we added 10 kilos. So we did 5x5 there on the last set. I think I went first 6 or 7. So pretty happy with that. I think it moved pretty well. Moved over to the bodybuilding side, did Yates rows, got one video of that. Did 3x10 there, and got a video. It's not the cleanest, but it's not bad. And hit some face pulls with the orange band. So I dropped the flies, but we did do the bicep curls. So we did them seated. I think everything we talked about leading into the gym today, we accomplished. We got 4 on our 335 bench, got a bicep pump. Gonna head home, gonna get some chow, and gonna head to the pool, soak up some rays. Feeling good, gonna mog the entire pool. And just strut around a little bit, just peacock a little bit. Why not? No, I won't. Well, a little bit. It was a solid week. I'm pretty pleased with all the numbers. So we just do a quick run through for myself and for you potentially. We got the overhead press for 4. Shit. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the videos, huh? But we got that for 4 or 5. Got the squat for 3, I know that for sure, 506, so we'll make some jumps there. Got the deadlift for 3, 585 for 3. We got the bench for 4. So we keep sticking in that 3 to 4 range. I'm gonna be a happy camper. It's seldom that I've only hit the 2. I know that that's our kind of baseline. You know, we're in a good spot. Everything's progressing. Nothing's hurting too bad. It's all for this week. Rest up. I'll see you back on next week for the week 5 of the program. See how things are moving. So that is all.